Alright, episode 6. Everyone is beat to absolute hell, and I love it. This might be the most physically honest episode of the series so far, because for once, Westeros actually looks like it hurts. We romanticize tourneys all the time. Shining armor, glorious charges, heroic moments. No, this episode shows what happens after the cheering stops. Everyone looks like they got hit by a medieval dump truck. Dunk, my man, looks swollen, bruised, stitched together, barely vertical. His face is a roadmap of bad decisions and blunt force trauma, and that's perfect. Because a melee isn't a duel, it's not elegant, it's not cinematic swordplay, it's armored men swinging heavy metal at each other in chaos. You don't walk away from that glowing, you limp away. What actually surprised me is how quickly Dunk is ready to move on to the next adventure. Sir, your body just lost a war. Take a nap. But that's who Dunk is, right? He never really gets time to process. He just absorbs the damage, physical, emotional, moral, and keeps going. Okay, let's talk about it. Was Dunk actually knighted? For years, that had been one of the biggest debates in the Hedge Knight. Did Sir Arlen knight him, or did Dunk lie because he needed to survive? And honestly, I thought George would keep that ambiguous forever, just leave us hanging for the entire adaptation. But episode 6 gives us clarity, and then that line, Dunk in fact was never knighted. Oh, and I also love that line, a true knight finishes his stories. Oh, they knew exactly what they were doing. That was definitely a call out to George, and I love it. It's the most meta jab I've heard in the franchise in a while. That felt like the writers gently looking at George like, sir, the wins. But beyond the meta humor, it matters thematically because Dunk's knighthood was never about whether a ceremony happened. It was about whether he lives the vows. And this episode makes something very clear. He may doubt himself constantly, but morally, he's more of a knight than half the armored nobles in this show. Let's talk about Maekar because, wow, you can see the conflict written all over his face this entire episode. He wants to blame Dunk. He needs someone to blame. But what's killing him isn't Dunk, it's himself. He raised Arion, he lost Baelor, he failed to hold his family together, and you can see how desperately he wants to be a good father, and how badly he's struggling at it. That moment when Aegon moves to kill Arion and Maekar stops him, and instead of anger, instead of royal authority, he just pulls his son into a hug, that might be one of the most emotionally grounded Targaryen scenes we've ever gotten. No judgment, no shouting, just understanding. He sees his son's rage, and he sees where it's coming from. That's powerful. And underneath all this, the show is quietly planting seeds, the fractures inside House Targaryen, the resentment, the instability. You can feel the early tremors of what will eventually become more of the Blackfire rebellions. This is how dynasties crack. Not in one dramatic explosion, but in grief and pride and sons raised wrong and fathers who don't know how to fix it. Now, let's pivot. Poor Raymon. This man is so confidently incorrect about pregnancy timing, it hurts. There's absolutely no way she would know that fast, and considering she's been seeing Manfred Dondarrion, if that baby comes out with bright red hair, Westeros is gonna have some questions. But here's the thing. Raymon is happy. He is blissfully, radiantly happy, and honestly, let him be. He just founded a new branch of his house. New Barrel is such a small line, but it's the kind of world-building detail that makes this universe feel real. We're watching minor houses evolve in real time. Even if he's not the sharpest sword in the armory. And then the Beesbury funeral. Bee magic. Westeros said, solemn mourning, but make it slightly unhinged. And Raymond just standing there existing in his own gentle, sweet confusion. I love him. He's so dumb. He's so pure. Now, Lionel Baratheon, the scene stealer. Lionel continues to be the MVP of comic relief. The way he absolutely tears into that maester. Begone, witch. Sir, you are the Stormlands menace, and I respect it. I'm genuinely sad Dunk didn't take him up on his offer. Dunk and Lionel roaming Westeros together would be an unstoppable duo. Chaos, honor, zero planning. And then we get that reference to Tarth. And if you know, you know, because we already know Dunk is an ancestor of Brienne of Tarth. So that breadcrumb, that's intentional. That's long game storytelling. Eventually Dunk ends up connected to Tarth in some way. Legacy in this world isn't loud, it's quiet, it's generational, it's carried in bloodlines long after the original hero is gone. Let's talk about Gwaine for a second. How much do you want to bet Dunk didn't even consider that he was ruining her birthday until she said she forgave him? Classic Dunk. The guilt doesn't hit until it's pointed out, and then it hits like a warhammer. That's what I love about his character. He's not angsty for no reason. He genuinely cares. He feels responsible for every unintended consequence. He takes on emotional weight that isn't even fully his. That's why he works as a protagonist. He's not politically clever. He's not strategically brilliant. He just tries to do the right thing, and then feels terrible when it goes sideways. And then we end with chaos. I cannot believe Dunk didn't double check with Maekar about Aegon going with him. Sir, communication, please. And when Maekar realizes Aegon is gone, where the fuck is he? That is the most Maekar line imaginable. It's not poetic, it's not noble, it's pure panic. And that's the perfect way to launch the next phase of this story. Because now it's just not a political fallout, now it's an adventure. And then they hit us with the quietest, most devastating visual of the episode. Arlen riding behind them, watching, then veering off. Not following anymore, the moment says everything. Dunk isn't alone anymore, he has Egg, he has purpose, and he doesn't need his master's shadow guiding him. It's subtle, it's restrained, and honestly, it's beautiful. Episode 6 does 3 things brilliantly. 1, it shows the physical cost of violence. No glamour, no, it's just consequences. 2, it deepens the Targaryen fractures that will shape Westeros for generations. And 3, it transitions Dunk from a wandering hedge knight to a moral center of something much bigger. This episode is funny, it's tragic, it's political, it's emotional, and it ends exactly where it should. The road begins now. And if this is how they handle aftermath and character work, we're in very good hands.